Hey guys, happy Chinese or Lunar New Year. We've got the Year of the Pig. We've got all of our little piggies. Oh, Breaky, here. This little guy. Look at this little guy. Yeah, we've all got our little pigs. Mine's Pygmalion. I've decided. I've named him that.
Mine's going to be breakfast soon.
Breakfast. Oh boy. Oh my. Well, we are here at the DreamHack Studios. We have Kips here. I've got Bareki CPK, and of course I'm Moxie. And we're going to be doing your coverage of the North American region today. So pretty exciting stuff. I believe our first game is between Complexity and Started from the bottom. Yeah. And it's going to be game number 2 that we leap into. So pretty excited about that.
Yeah, Complexity won the first game. I was keeping an eye on it while obviously watching the European match there. It was an exciting one itself. But Complexity behind Chaos Knight, being played by Miracle, actually. Core Chaos Knight.
I think your mic is not working. Again.
Oh.
Oh, no, pig, no.
Take it out, pig.
No, don't call Tita.
All right, so what Breaky was explaining just now is that Complexity won the first game off of a Core Chaos Knight by Miracle. And right now, as I see, we're going into game 2, and the CK has in fact been picked up by Started from the bottom.
All right.
Yeah. Well, Breaky gets
do you have your things backwards?
His packs checked.
All right, Kips, it's up to you then.
I mean,
be the hero we need.
This is what I was born to do.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we
can.
Am I online?
You are
all right.
online, on air, as
awesome.
they say. But yeah, we've got the Earth Spirit and we've got the Chaos Knight over on the side of Started.
Whoa, whoa. This way. Okay.
I moved him again. Huh?
We got the camera over here this time. We're changing it up. I know. It's my bad side, but I'll live, I guess. All right, so what do we got?
CK and Elder Titan as well, so they're all mine. And I think I shoved that Earth Spirit to the wrong side just now.
Oh, yes. Radiant. So
off to a good start this morning.
This is gonna be. Oh, now we got that. Oh, geez, I don't even know which way to. That way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I basically went back to where I left off last night, which was putting cuddles on the board.
That was a great moment. I enjoyed that. We all just sat there for a minute and we're like, wait a minute, that's not who we need.
That's not.
Right.
No.
So yeah, they're taking a page out of Complexity's book here and running Chaos Knight themselves. I know Secrets, of course, been doing it. They did it, I believe, one of their matches earlier as well, and it's not like it's a very, very unique thing, but it's one that we talked about at the beginning of these qualifiers, and we're hyped to potentially see, and sure enough, starting to become more relevant.
We can for now. Let's pretend that this is the same as Secret did it, which was an offlane CK played by Zai.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Bad Rider coming in from Complexity. Now we've seen them do this before because this was the Monkeys Forever special.
Yes. Yeah, this worked really, really well last time, and we were a bit skeptical about it. But as they're saying earlier, we saw Monkeys Forever in the position 5 role right now for Complexity, as Adam unfortunately is not able to be there just yet due to some visa issues. But we watched them run a position 5 Bat Rider, and it had really good success, especially because of the fact that he was able to harass really well. He wasn't so concerned about, oh, I have to make sure that I'm getting some farm and making sure that I'm getting these levels. He just would run at the enemy, and it did a lot of work. It was very, very effective.
Well, I mean, when you think of his skill set, it's not a hero that, obviously you benefit from items and levels just like anyone else would, but when it comes to being a support, the fact that he's going to be somewhat more under level, under farm specifically, as long as he gets the drums, the blink, whatever, then he can definitely do what he needs to accomplish, but also the laning phase. He's a very similar factor, no matter if he's a core or a support. So, absolutely, I think there's obviously great
Omni Knight
reason to see it here as...
Now here come the interesting picks. So we've been theory crafting about this here a little bit before, right?
Oh yeah.
And right now this looks like it could actually be a safe lane Omni Knight as well.
I would lean towards CK safe and the Omni Knight off lane, and because it feels like to me they're picking up the Omni Knight solely for the purpose of the blessing, now that it gives strength as well as everything else, the Heavenly Grace.
Yes.
It gives strength, so you got a strength core in Chaos Knight, buff him up that much more as he's going into fight. So that would make sense to me.
Is this going to be a versatile Omni Knight then?
Omni Knight's in a weird spot. I've actually tried to run it myself a couple of times. I've always been an Omni Knight fan. The change, no doubt, it seems like it felt like a Gimp the hero, no longer having Protective Charm or Repel, of course. But The thing with this new ability that I came to realize when I was trying them out was that it actually does do a basic purge initially. So even though you don't have the magic immunity for the duration, you still get a purge effect out of it with the Heavenly Grace on top of the status resistance as well as now the strength buff that it gives. And yeah, it's like 50 status resistance. I mean, that's quite a bit. You throw that on Chaos Knight, not only the strength buff, it's going to be hard to lock him down.
I'm actually very excited, though, because, again, this is the player on the side of Start from the Bottom, Versatile, who is supposedly, from, again, what I've been told, I think it was Bulba said that he is the best player on ADCL. So if anyone's going to make this work, I feel like this guy's got a really, really good chance with it. So pretty excited. It's fun to see a hero that's not commonly picked up as well.
No, my piggy.
10 seconds remaining.
I want to take one of these guys home. They're so cute. Oh my gosh. They're so cute.
We got to name them all. Is that Porky?
Oh,
that's Porky.
We should name them all.
We could.
It's going to be a long night, guys.
And a Dota.
Yeah.
Now, we got some big matches tonight. We got, obviously, we're going to find out 2 of the 3 teams that qualify for North America. We got Forward versus Evil Geniuses later on, and then the final match will be J-Storm versus Flying Penguins.
That has been like the team that has been making so many waves.
Yeah,
right?
Eternal Envy and crew.
Yeah, no one expected them to, well, I shouldn't say no one. I'm sure there's a couple of diehard fans out there that are like, oh, for sure, this is easy mode for them. But a lot of people not really expecting too much out of this team. And so it's pretty awesome that they stayed in upper bracket.
Say BDG. That was the big thing, of course.
That's a claim to fame in and of itself, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now.
I think a lot of that had to do, too, with Gunnar. We saw his Ember Spirit just going absolutely off in the EG game, and then also later on they picked it up, and you can see why people ban it.
Final ban, speaking of that, OD is going to be the one coming out from Complexity. Started from the Potem. So what do we need on either side? I figure a mid-hero is probably either side, right? Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
So we need the Azantic hero, and we need the Limp hero.
I would think much more of a playmaker on Startup from the Potem, one that's also very mobile. Something like a Queen of Pain off the bat comes to mind. Just one that can create plays around this Chaos Knight, wanting a bit of time to farm. Again, Omni Knight, when it comes to him as an offlaner, he's going to be that kind of aura builder, but I don't see an Omni Knight, going around causing chaos necessarily. He's more of this, I'm going to support, well, the Chaos Knight.
He's steady pressure, mostly.
I almost wonder, I know, okay, go for the Clink.
It's kind of a playmaker, yeah. I guess a similar direction there.
Let's see, I don't think I've had to take this guy out yet at all.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a Clinks yet.
All the way in the back. But can be a very effective mid-hero. He roams very early. He's very good at this whole pick-off into tower kind of thing. And he's also going to benefit greatly, I think, from the Omni Knight boosting up his stats and protecting him, because he can be a bit fragile. And what I like to see most, let's see if Start from the Bottom, if their mid player has been practicing this Clinks actually, because with the ultimate placement, you can lock off a lot of areas. You can divide up team fights, and people often still underestimate the damage that this does. So let's see if we can get some good area play going with this. It's not just a single target hero anymore, Clinks.
Right. So what do we think is going to be then the solution coming out from Complexity? What's going to round out their draft? What is the Limp hero?
I'm trying to look if they have enough answers to a Chaos Knight already. I think they could address that a little more in terms of...
I've heard a Dragon Knight. I don't see a Dragon Knight.
Yeah, it looks like I was noticing the timer actually froze on our screens. I don't know if... So did DK come out, though?
Yeah, I definitely heard it.
Okay, if it is a DK, it kind of makes sense in that the Clinks matchup with the Dragon Blood specifically is going to be able to... And the Breathe Fire even. I mean, yeah, it seems like that could be a tough time for Clinks actually in the laning phase. And I suppose it's a decent answer to the Chaos Knight, one that's not susceptible to getting killed by him early on.
Yes. One of the other things that you're going to see out of a DK is that if the Clinks wants to make that early rotation, he's going to lose his tower. So this is very much a pressure pick as well. It's like, all right, sure, you want to Clinks, you want to roam, that's fine by us, but you leave this lane, towers down, mid tower, especially for Radiant being a super important tower to keep hold of the Roche control. So I think this Clinks is going to have to decide real good about if he actually wants to leave or not. And if so, which support or other core they're going to put into his lane. Because if they don't, tower's down.
All right, so what are we thinking then prediction-wise? Guys, what are we going to go with the DK pickup, the Clinks? What are we thinking?
I'm a fan. Omni Knight, again, it's a hero that I really appreciate, and I like to see the idea of trying it out, and I think this is where it could shine with the Chaos Knight Strength Core. I'm going to go with starter from the POTM.
All right.
I am.
All right. Taking a leap of faith.
I'm
like
surprising myself, honestly.
I like it. What about you, Kips? What do you think?
We've seen this Monkeys Forever Bad Rider do some real work before. I also seem to recall that the previous game was not very close. So I think in terms of like quality of players and consistency, Complexity should have this one in the back.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I'm really liking the draft coming out from the POTM. I want to see what this Omni Knight can actually add to the team, and I'm going to go with them. And what do we think, production?
Yeah, I'm going to make it
Complexity. All right. All right. Well, we're going to get into this next game, and we're going to find out exactly, you know, is Breaky's faith misplaced and started from the bottom? Or, you know, is this just going to be something that we're, you know, going to see more and more of, right? And it is versatile. Again, this is a guy that is making a splash in the, I guess, the amateur scene, semi-pro amateur scene thing.
No, you've been hyping him up, and
I've heard good things about it. I've heard, I mean, a lot of these guys, it's fun, like, because, you know, you and I especially, we come from the NA region. We do a lot with the qualifiers, NATCL, whatnot, but we'll run into a little bit of a problem over here. Limp getting ganked. One more hit to do the trick, and he's going to get taken down.
They must have snuck in there with a smoke or something, because, yeah, being on the uphill, clearly catching Limp off guard. Well played. To make use of that first blood. Obviously, Complexity's not just going to give this up, though, as they are going to fight for it. Bat Rider and Elder Titan in the area. Going to add up some sticky napalms to Scourge McDuck. Fantastic name right there.
Yeah, we were actually laughing. We got some Chinese food or some Asian food today, which was pretty funny. And one of the dishes is called something Donald Duck.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was odd.
Yeah, but I guess they're really big with Donald.
We should have ordered that actually to find out, but we did, right?
I don't know. I don't
I just
really
feel
want to
bad
eat Donald
ordering
Duck.
it. Yeah, my boy Donald.
Maybe it's you know something Kingdom Hearts themed.
I don't know. I don't think so. But we got the DuckTales going on right now. Can I get a woohoo?
Scourge McDuck is, I got the chance to meet him, actually. I believe he's Canadian. He was at the WESG Canadian Qualifiers. His team, actually, started from the POTM. In fact, speaking of that, they qualified for WESG, representing Canada specifically. So, he's a good guy. I believe he actually works on Dota Buff, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So he's very familiar with all these analytics and numbers and everything. So when it comes to him and having a good mind for the game, no doubt has that. And excited to see, you know, some success out of him, no doubt.
So you've got very relevant information about him. I asked like one of the guys that knows him a while back, and I was like, what's something you think people should know? They're like, well, they call their carry player Tickles. That's
okay. That's good.
I was like, oh, that's great. That'll come in real handy during a cast. But also,
Tickles is getting tri-laned.
Indeed he is.
That's a tough trial lane, too, again, with the Bat Rider support, Elder Titan, but seems like he's managing okay. It's 2-1, I guess. Seemed like the CS was going to be a little bit better, but yeah, this is going to be a back and forth trial lane. I mean, you got a Grimstalker Spirit on the other side. This seems like we're going to have a lot of clashing.
Indeed. In fact, already, you know, we've got monkeys over here in the trees. There's going to be the roll forward. Not going to be able to do too much other than just keep laying on all that wonderful, wonderful sticky napalm. I'm sure CK is really loving the delay that he gets with it being added onto him.
Yeah, he's missing a fair amount of last hits just because of the turn rate problems.
Well, he's having a good time, though. He's throwing pigs everywhere, right? Celebrating the holiday, for sure.
I mean, those things are definitely annoying. I mean, it can kind of, you know, get in the way when you're trying to go for last hits, and those are bouncing around, and it can be a little bit of an eyesore there. So it's.
How can you say that? They're not an eyesore. They're adorable.
When you're trying to focus and play for a major spot, I mean,
no,
a little bit
agreed.
of an eyesore.
Agreed.
I'm in favor of distracting opponents by any means necessary.
Oh, absolutely.
So yes, throw more pigs. Do it.
So Heavenly Grace, you see right there, leveled up. I was kind of looking across the board. There's a couple things that it's going to be able to purge, specifically that Breathe Fire from Dragon Knight. So bottom lane.
Yeah, bottom lane. We got the spin coming out here from Miracle. Has his eyes over onto your boy, but they'll turn their attention over onto Monkey. So this Bat Rider not getting as much done as he would have liked before, but it's looking like they might be able to get themselves a double kill over here on the side. Cast Ball is going to get used. We'll buy a little bit more time here for the Grimstroke. They'll turn and have a punch fest. Uh-oh, this is not looking good right now. It's going to be able to take down Z-Freak with a nice stroke of fate and a big old whack of the hammer.
Yeah, so again, speaking of Chaos Knight, the idea of how Chaos Strike and how it works, it's no longer heavy RNG dependent. It's every 4 seconds you're going to get that benefit. It's just a matter of how much damage you're going to deal. But the fact that you can reliably get that bonus damage is why I think a lot of people were kind of suspecting that Chaos Knight could start to be seen. But it took a couple of buffs, even now I think most recently in 7.21, to finally bring him on board here.
Yeah, we do find another kill. Z-Freak able to clean up. But yeah, no, I was playing in one of my matches or whatever, and one of my friends was actually trying out CK, and he's like, it's actually really insane. Like, it helps his laning so much being able to have that dependable lifesteal coming through. So he was definitely a fan. I don't know if we'll see more of it coming. Again, we're still fairly early into this patch.
Yeah, it is.
So anything could end up happening.
And we've seen so many different strategies, just kind of witnessing a couple of the European matches. I mean, this, again, Secret's always been that way, especially, but they're doing some funky stuff, man. Bristleback, Chen, you know, it's got some crazy, but they're winning, and so.
That's all that matters,
it's telling,
right?
yeah.
And that's one of the, bottom lane, nice Echo Stomp, getting land. The Firefly's coming out. Scourge McDuck trying to run himself away, but he's just not going to be able to get there fast enough. Final hit coming out from Monkeys, and your boy is sitting very, very low over there. 4 stacks. Monkey's got to be a little bit careful. Doesn't want to be taking this tower damage. Just have a salve, and he'll find himself another kill. There's going to be the Chaos Knight TPing right back in here again. Monkey's going to have to eat his way through the trees. Throws out the sticky napalm, though. Has 4 stacks over here onto the Grimstroke. It's going to be the Spirit. Echo Stomp will connect. There's going to be another TP coming right back down. Again, Monkey's kind of in a very awful spot right now. Roll coming forward should be able to get this kill on him. Can he find the last hit? He does find it before he's going to be able to run away. And I don't think they're going to be able to.
Firefly?
He's going. He's going to make it after all.
Yeah, he's good.
He's going right back in again. He's got 3 stacks over there.
What a guy.
Oh, it's just a little bit more.
He knows his limits.
32 hit points. And runes are up.
Yes, and they had the wave pushed all the way under the tower. No problem for Z-Freak to just go ahead, pick those up. That is 4 runes.
Yeah.
For complexity.
That's a feels good.
Yeah. Like, I think that if you're Monkeys Forever and he used to play, you know, more core roles, more responsibility, it's gonna be so freeing to just get your Bat Rider and get to do whatever with it.
Yeah. Play it like you're kind of a core anyway, just not necessarily the farm focused. You could almost say, you know, maybe in a sense he kind of likes that more. He doesn't have to worry about the last thing of the creeps. You know, he just can play against the heroes. I agree. Again, we saw very comfortable yesterday, and it's so far is looking like it's, again, comfortable here in this laning phase, and it's looking great start for Complexity. I mean, I'm noticing that 3,000 net worth at 5.5, 6 minutes into the game. That is a ridiculous lead. Omni Knight, the one shining star for the Radiant side. He is going to go the Vlad spill, but as I mentioned, I kind of like Omni Knight in a sense, but at the same time, this is not a hero that's going to make plays. He's not one that's going to be a space creator, and that's what ultimately makes it a potentially funky pick.
You are really based on what, you know, your teammates can actually pull off. That said, of course, if you have a struggling mid laner, for example, like a Klinks, who is right now getting his tower pushed without even needing to leave his lane, you can buff that guy up and make him have way more impact than he usually would have had.
Wings 12 coming out here in the bottom lane. Looks like Monkeys, maybe he got a little bit too greedy over here because he's going for the dive. Will be taken down by Miracle. Now, like Scourge McDuck going to be taken down as well. Your boy trying to get himself away. Z-Freak taking a lot of tower damage. Won't be able to get hit with that Stroke of Fate. Should be able to walk away thanks to this nice little path that the Bat Rider has created here for him. Run on home there, Z-Freak.
Yeah, how about that middle matchup? I know we've been focusing so much on the bottom lane for good reason, but oh my gosh, Limp is 41-17 versus a 19-1 Klinks. More than doubling the CS. I mean, I assumed it was going to be a good matchup for the DK. I did not. This has to be a bit of just player skill coming into play, honestly. It's completely one-sided.
Bottom lane again, they find a kill maybe over onto this Earth Spirit. He's trying to get himself out, not going to be able to do that snatch coming through. And now Monkeys having to be a little bit cautious here. They wanted to go for that dive. They put a lot of damage onto the Grimstroke, but got to be playing it a little bit safer here.
That's going to be an issue. I mean, CK, or not CK, but Klinks is snowballish somewhat of a hero. This is not a hero that kind of sits back and farm recovers like a Shadow Fiend or whatever. He needs to start moving around and getting hero kills, creating space, going back to that term, and he can't do that well with the double Wraith Band, no boots even yet.
Yes, and a CK ideally would want to do that as well. And right now, if you're a CK, you're going to wish that you hadn't tri-laned at all because you need to have levels at least if you want to recover. Instead, he's going to get dove behind
Oh
his
my word.
tier 1 towers.
Look at all that
to the tier 2.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
No
attack.
chance at all. If this bottom lane is gone, they need to switch things up now.
That's the problem too with the CK, right? He's not like, you know, some of these other heroes that's able to recover very, very easily. He doesn't really have, you know, like Luna's able to use those. I mean, he knew they were there. I guess he's just waiting for the rest of the team to.
They're doing objectives. They're going to the DK mid lane. It's like they're not going to waste time trying to kill Clinks. It's
No,
very
I meant that Clinks should have.
Oh.
Maybe adds his.
Try something there.
Yeah, they've got the dust.
Uh-oh.
And they're going to be able to find themselves a little skelly man here in the middle of the trees, trying to run himself out, and he's not going to be able to. Although in the back lanes here, Scourge joining in, trying to get a kill over onto Z-Freak. Will be able to find it. Grimstroke has that ink swell up. Will land a really nice stroke of fate, trying to slow them down just a bit more. Scourge thinking he wants to go in, but needs to be careful. Limp is a very angry dragon, and will find himself the dragon tail over here onto Grimstroke. Scourge coming through, throws out the Chaos Bolt, trying to buy a little bit more time. Is actually going to buy enough time for Scourge. He's going to be able to get himself away there. Very nice. Oh, at the last tick.
Wash over this land.
And they were doing that all behind the tier 1 tower, right? The tier 1 tower, is it even still up? No, they didn't get it taken out eventually. Okay. But yeah, this is I don't know. It's just a game that seems completely out of control already, frankly, in favor of Complexity. And we keep looking back at this Omni Knight. It's like, okay, good. You know, he has a Vlad, he's developing, but the rest of his team is just getting massacred elsewhere. And it seems like you would like to see him get involved. The fact that he hasn't TP'd yet is almost surprising to me. And it just continues. Chaos Knight has no room. Why isn't the Omni Knight even trying to help is a little bit beyond me.
Kips, if this was your team right now, if you were, hold that thought 1 second, as you know, to see a couple.
This is too janky.
If this was your team right now, what would you be telling them? Like, what's the best way to proceed during this game?
Well, ideally you want to bait Complexity into some kind of defensive fight now, where you have your Klink's ultimate, where you can use that Omni Knight, who is the most farmed hero on your team right now. And he might have to actually cop some deaths in order to make sure that the CK can recover. Once the CK has 6, you can take some surprise fights with that as well. His ultimate's pretty strong. They don't have the greatest of team fight, but there's a lot of physical burst damage on his team. So if you use that, you can pick people off on points where they, for example, walk up high grounds or something like that. You can come back into the game fighting, but you'd have to do that pre-planned on, for example, tower defenses.
You see the roll-in coming out here from the Earth Spirit, gonna try to silence up that. Very, very tanky though, like you said. He's gonna be able to just kind of walk himself away. Versatile, going for a bit of a dive here. Just slowly chasing after him.
He doesn't even have purification though.
Yeah, I mean, Scourge is also here, so they should be able to find this kill. And I don't think they were really aware that the CK was up there at that time. Figuring probably he was just jungling or whatnot. But bottom lane, Grimstroke's gonna have to go use that Inkswell, try to run himself faster. And it's not going to be able to do it because in comes Limp. He's got Dragon Form, Dragon Tail, lots of this beautiful sticky napalm. And the Firefly will take it. So they're trying to put some pressure here on the tower. There is going to be the fort. Z-Freak's in a really good position right now. He's going to be able to maybe catch some stragglers here. Chaos Ball coming out over onto Limp. Looking for this big stomp. Will land on 3 of these heroes. Limp just going to flap those little arms away. And they might try to chase down Versatile. Versatile's making some space though, chasing them away so that way they're not going to go after his CK, who's already having a lot of problems. There's going to be the split being used. Versatile duking himself here into the trees. Not really duking too great though, because they know exactly where he is. And followed with the stomp, 1 more hit, and Limp will get himself a kill.
And with the Heavenly Grace buff, he had 1900 life and a massive regen. Again, the status, so you can kind of tell like it actually does quite a bit, but it goes back to he's the only farmed hero on his team right now, and so Complexity addressing that there. If anything, it does open up some space for Clinks, who's not got a triple Wraithband, going to try to pick up this DD and continue his farm, at least get a medallion so he can have a solo kill potential. I mean, that kind of exists. I guess Batrider is really the only one that it feels like maybe if he catches him off guard, but across the board, looking at it too now, this is actually just a beefy team for this Clinks to kind of damage through.
And their biggest problem is actually Miracle, because you are looking to catch up on a CK, which is something he's not good at anyway. He's not a flash farmer.
Dead monkeys, though, and that's the double damage getting popped. They find the skill. It looks like Miracle should be able to run himself out. They use the Skeleman army.
Not the greatest use, but yeah, good attempt at getting Miracle there. And he's got his Yasha already. He's gonna take the stack.
Yeah.
And he's gonna keep on farming. And with the way that this game is going, I imagine that the DK could even think about picking up a Radiance himself, which would also really secure his scaling into the mid to late game.
Right, and he just picked up that Shadow Blade, so this is going to be the reveal as they go in. They know that CK is top. They just saw him in lane, so I'm guessing they want to try to hold him down a little bit more. Although there is a very tasty Earth Spirit here, and they'll follow up Dragon Tail, big ol' stomp, and he's just out of there. And now Scourge realizing that he is in the danger zone. He's going to try to hide in the trees, but there's no hiding. There's no hiding from Complexity at this point.
Really enjoying Complexity's positional play here. They go for a pick-off next to the waves that their team's pushing in. Obviously, starting from the bottom shouldn't really be there anymore at that point. It's a kind of an expected way to come in. But, you know, Complexity cover their flank, get the kill, secure the tower. It's very smooth play, and it makes sure that they don't waste a lot of time.
It's true. Versatile in for some problems now as he's trying to run away. This is going to try to throw out some of this stuff from the Grimstroke with that Stroke of Fate, but, you know, so one's going to be able to throw him up into the air, into the stomp. It's like beautiful. It's like a dance. The way that this is all just coming together right now for Complexity. They'll take down Versatile, no problem. And there's nothing that they can do about it on the side to start from the bottom.
Yeah, that's something else. I didn't think it kind of just hit me right there is that, unless I'm mistaken, Heavenly Grace can be dispelled, right? So they do have the Brewmaster, and I think they even picked it in response to the Omni, and that always was kind of a counter Omni Knight pick, not only with the lift, taking him out for 6 seconds, but in the case of his ultimate, his Guardian Angels, his GA, you can purge that off, and now on top of that, you can purge the Heavenly Grace. So, yeah, Brewmaster is a fantastic hero still against Omni Knight, even better now, you could say, because obviously before you couldn't take off the repel, but I'm pretty sure Grace you can.
It's been so long since we've seen an Omni.
Cannot be dispelled, and there we go. I am completely wrong.
Well, now you know. You know, right?
I took the risk. I went for it, and it just fell flat.
This is the way you're gonna remember better, for real.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that is a lot of Complexity all up in there. They managed to get the Grimstroke ulti off, but they're immediately going to lose the Grimstroke as well. Omni Slash coming out into the back lines. It's the Guardian Angel coming through, trying to buy them just a little bit more time here, and it looks like from the bottom there's the Magnet going through, and this is still looking like that's going to be a very, very dead Versatile. It's making some space though. He's trying to run around, trying to juke Smeagol's, trying to make them focus on him and not the tower. Eventually they take him out though, so.
Decent fight from start from the bottom. I think the Guardian Angel did a decent amount of work there, but the problem is just they couldn't focus anyone on Complexity down. And at this point, yeah, you're making space for a CK who is just not coming back into this game.
That is a feels bad. You see a very low health Batrider and you can't even kill him because the rest of his team is there. They're just, they're so strong right now, you know? You're so behind.
Good attempt at killing Miracle there. I think Complexity, they've taken all the other towers now. They already have one initiation item on their DK, but I wouldn't mind seeing them give some of that space to Monkeys now for a Blink Dagger. So he can go on a lane somewhere, farm the dagger, DK can do the initiation roll for now. And I'll have to see what the other players go next. There's also a Blink Dagger in the works for Death, so yeah, they are gonna look to keep this ball rolling. Not a lot of farming items to be seen.
I've got a 9k net worth lead right now. So it's looking tough, especially at, you know, this early in the game, having this big of a lead.
Limp coming in again.
Look at this. Yeah, they just find themselves as Grimstroke immediately. Stun him up, follow up with the Firefly. He's actually still alive though, does with the Inkswell Limp chasing after the Grimstroke. Actually not going to be able to quite grab him just yet. Xantix trying to run himself away. We'll get the Flame Break, put him back right into that stomp. They actually drop. They don't even need it. They don't even need the Earth Splitter there.
That was definitely the bigger kill there though. Maybe the Grimstroke should try to throw himself more into the teeth of the enemy just to make sure that his Blink survives there. Then again, it's pretty much a moot point. No matter who dies there, Complexity are going to move on into the next tower. Z-Freak with these stomps.
Radiant's middle
It's been very on point.
Man, no chance there for Grimstroke.
Nope.
And that's going to be tier 3. And this is not a team, again, it's, you think of like counter push as well. It's not one that's even that great at doing so. They don't have the coddle, you know, they don't have this massive anti-push, so they're trying to create space elsewhere and push the lanes, but obviously Complexity is not going to be remotely worried about that.
And they went Midas too, if you notice. They went Midas on the Omni Knight and they went Midas on the CK.
Yeah.
They don't have anything to really fight with, especially in comparison to what Complexity has. They're going to try anyways. There's going to be the roll-in. They've got the they're going to turn back around. There's going to be the Yules being used. They do manage to take down the Earth Spirit yet again. They're just going to walk out.
He was trying to keep them inside the Klink's ultimate, but yeah, a last little tap from Limp secures the barracks and Complexity just move out. You can see that's dealing a lot of damage though.
This Magnetize just like, you keep seeing, you know, he gets quite a few people with it, but it's just not doing anything.
They'd need longer fights for that. In general, I think I've spoken about this before as well. If you want to get a turnaround fight in a choke point, you need to draft for that beforehand. And right now, the big team fight ultimates that they have are not any kind of area of effect disables or, you know, slow silences. The only one really doing that kind of work is Earth Spirit. And the rest of it is all, yeah, you big ultimates there, but they are for like physical damage fights. So you're not going to be able to take out this Complexity team with how much extra health they have, how many extra items they have, if all you've got to put up against it is physical damage.
So the armlet queued up there for Chaos Knight. So he has been doing a bit of AFK farming, as he absolutely needs to do. You mentioned the Midas. It's got picked up, so the armlet. And would like to hit level 12 on top of that, at least have the next level of Phantasm before getting involved right now, 11.5. But for now, Complexity going to keep pressure up in the mid and picking up the top lane as well. But DK is actually sitting bottom. Yeah, going Moonshard, interesting. Follow up the Shadow Blade.
All right, there's going to be the Dragon Form getting used. They have the dust, and they should be able to just mop up those little clanks.
Look at this attacks.
Wow.
Yeah. They don't even really need Z-Freak here, honestly. He's just there for moral support. It's like, you're doing a great job, Lim. Good job.
Second item, Moonshard. Huh.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking about a Radiance to secure the scaling, but Limp is going straight for the raw damage.
It's working out for him, clearly.
I mean, at this point, I guess he could buy a garbage bag and still do well.
Don't exist in Dota, unfortunately.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah.
So sure.
Good idea. If you really want to BM the enemy.
Yeah, all right. Well, this does run into this Brewmaster here, and they do get the split off. Gonna go throw him up into the air. There's gonna be the Earth Splitter getting laid down there nicely on the ground. Guardian Angel coming out though, gonna buy them a little bit more time. You can see the spin coming out from Miracle, and the Klink's trying his best to just burst as he cannot get away fast enough. It's gonna get taken down. They're actually just losing some buildings in their base though, at the same time as Omnislash is doing so much work. George McDuck trying to run himself away here. I don't think he's gonna be able to do it. And while all this is going on, take a look.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Brewmaster purged all that GA off, by the way. And I'm pretty sure he used it right as the GA came out, so it was a good job by Death holding on to that. That's GG though. Complexity, talk about a dominating performance. Game one, it wasn't as dominating, but they definitely felt pretty good at the end, and about a 30-minute victory, and this one even that much quicker. So Complexity, talk about taking care of business. They're moving on to the next round, keeping hope alive.
And then I believe this is they're eliminated now, right?
Yep.
Starting from the bottom. So,
they are out.
You know, I was really hoping that we would see, you know, something crazy coming out from Versatile on that Omni Knight, because we don't really see that many Omni Knights.
He farmed.
He did. He farmed quite well. He farmed quite well, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, like you said, Breaky, it's not a hero that's going to be flashy. It's not going to be able to make a lot of plays. It's not going to be able to make the space if your team gets behind. And as Kips mentioned out too, you know, if you're going to start falling behind, you really need to make sure that you have the right type of draft that can take choke point fights and turn things around. And I think just wasn't quite there for them.
No, I mean, they didn't lose all 3 lanes, really, but yeah, with the Omni Knight, you don't have any momentum really that you can leverage. You don't have any place where you can push against the enemy. All you can do is try to anticipate where they're going to push instead and hope to catch them off guard. And I think you could see in that last fight, if they get to pump all of their damage into Complexity, there was actually a chance, like Miracle was getting pretty low before he got his Omni Slash off. There were a couple of moments where I thought like, oh, maybe they're going to turn this, because there's a lot of damage coming out from the Clinks, from the Earth Spirit ultimate. They have a Shrine here, but, you know, they were so far behind at that point that even in this ideal scenario, they couldn't get much more than just all dying. Well, it wasn't even a full 5v5, because Lick was just pushing their base.
I still want to see an Omni Knight try like that. I don't want this to be a game where they're going to be like, other people will be like, all right, it's just not a good hero. Because again, so much else about this game went wrong here for starter from the bottom. So I still think the possibility, and now knowing for sure that Heavenly Grace is actually not dispellable, just like Repel was before, or not dispellable in Repel's case too. It's, you know, even a better sense of that ability, and one that I think that actually does have potential. So.
All right. Well, unfortunately, we're going to be saying goodbye to Start from the Bottom. They, of course, were one of the open qualifier teams, and you always kind of hope you can see, you know, these guys make a little bit of a run, but they are now eliminated. Complexity going to be moving on, and that's going to be it for this match. I don't know what's our next match. Do you guys know?
I do.
You do? What is our next match?
A big one.
Oh?
Forward Gaming versus Evil Geniuses.
Oh, that's going to be a great game.
Yeah,
Very excited we get to cover that. So we're going to take a short break, you guys, and we'll be back with Forward Gaming versus EG.